All right, everyone, welcome to the Bourbon Brigade podcast. I'm Chip, and with me, as always, is Kevin and Efren.
Hello.
And tonight, we got Copper and Cask. Me and Kevin talked about some Copper and Cask, but this one's a little bit special. Not only is the wax a really familiar shape, which I rather enjoy, I will say that this is Kevin's pick that he did with Liquors of Cape Cod.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little something about Liquors of Cape Cod?
Yeah, it's a local liquor store. They've got about, 5 or 6 stores on Cape. Super fair pricing for bourbon. They do picks, so they have these store picks that they put out. Oh, this is fun. That wax is my own creation.
It's actually pretty good, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I've had some wax tops that have been really shitty.
So that pull tab is 550 cord, parachute cord.
Bourbon Brigade special.
That's right. So yeah, they're really fair. They do barrel picks a lot from Buffalo Trace. So they have a lot of Buffalo Trace products that they put out, and it's like 1 or 2 bottles a month. They'll just put out a little tab, and if you go in, you're lucky enough to see the tab, and you're lucky enough to buy the bottle. And they do it at random times. They don't tell anyone. You walk in, and sometimes there's a couple tabs up there, and sometimes there's not.
Yep.
And if there's one, you can pull it off and bring it up, and they'll give you the bottle.
Yep. I think I have a Luke's Weller Full Proof, actually.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, the first time I walked in there and saw the tag for Weller Full Proof, I damn near shit myself. And it was $64.
Oh, dude. All day. Yeah. I want to say, do I have an OWA from there? Did they do an OWA?
Mm-hmm. I think you do, yeah. You do. I think I sent you one.
Did we trade or something? I can't remember.
I think we did a trade for something.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I want to say it was the Tumbling Dice, the second one you sent me.
Oh, maybe. All right, here goes the bottle pop. Let's get this. That was is this a real cork?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember the other ones being a real cork.
I like the wine bottle shape too.
I'm a fan.
Label's pretty cool.
There's a lot of information on that label. I think we mentioned that before, like how it's really nice that there's
transparent,
just everything right there. Yeah.
So on the top it says whiskey on the water. What is number 2? What is that on the back right there above all the information above the distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana?
Whiskey on the water number 2. I have no idea.
Perfect. Welcome to the Bourbon Brigade podcast, where we have no clue.
The bottle I picked, no clue.
The bottle that Kevin picked, we have no
barrel.
idea.
Yeah, no idea. Maybe their first. So this is the second barrel pick that they've done from Copper and Cask, and maybe that was the name of their first one.
Probably. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. That's what I was thinking anyways. I will say this one is 6 years old, which is good. A lot of the Copper and Cask that I've had have been right around the 5-year mark, almost 6 years. This one is definitely 6 years. And it's a little bit higher proof. Most of the Copper and Cask you find are like 118 proof, so 121.5 proof. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
No wonder you got some different flavors, because you guys have already cracked this, so this is my fresh crack for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for you to try this, Chip, because I think it's gonna. I know you've been in a rut with some MGP lately, and I think this is a good one to kind of get you thinking the right way about MGP again.
Oh, I never lost faith in MGP. I was just kind of tired of it because they were all tasting the same.
But the problem is so many different bourbons are just another iteration of MGP.
I'm just going to tell you right off the nose, it's completely different than any other one. It's like softer. It's not as harsh. Real quick, the MI on the front of the label, that is distilled in Indiana, correct? And then what is it? The K something, or what is it?
K would be, and then if it was MK, it was aged in Kentucky. It could still be Indiana from MGP, but aged in Kentucky. So see here, I have, this is barrel MK140.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I There we go. Anyway, MK140 in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. And this is 5-year, same mash bill. And it is whiskey on the water #1. So that solves that.
There it is. We figured it out. All right. I'm done smelling this thing. I'm ready to taste it. That's completely different. Okay. So just right off the bat, this really reminds me of the Stellum barrel pick I did with Bill's Package Store. It was just, it's MGP, you know, they get their stuff from MGP. It was just different.
It's like one of those MGP unicorn barrels.
Yeah, I think so. Like the finish is really nice.
I'm gonna coin that MGP unicorn barrel.
They're out there.
They are.
Yeah, some of those tumbling dice barrels that MGP source, man, I tell you, that Bill's Package Store 5-year pick.
That was incredible.
Dude, I've never found an MGP barrel pick that's as good as that one.
To this day, I think that's one of my favorite bourbons ever.
They really changed my mind up.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. Efren, are you drinking this one?
Yep.
It's not like super crazy or anything either. It's
So this has been sitting in the warehouse in Rhode Island, or the Rick House, whatever you want to call it, barrel house. I've been in there. It's like a normal steel building, like a warehouse building, but it's right near the ocean. It's probably been there for over a year now, almost probably close to 2 years. So that barrel could have been sitting in the warehouse in ocean air.
Yeah.
A couple of years. I don't know if that changes anything or not.
Probably.
It's in a climate that's probably more akin to Scotland than Kentucky.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot different. Most MGPs, like the other Copper and Cask I have, they're really not. They're kind of harsh. You know, they're really upfront with their flavors, and they're very similar. But this one is a lot different. Really good. You got a good palate, man. I must say that.
Thank you. This was a hands down. When I tasted this was one of the later barrels that we tried, and when I tasted it, I was like, "That's the one." You know,
winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, and everyone tried it, and everyone was like, "Man!" And it did. It came down between this one and another barrel. You know, this one had the majority pick by quite a bit, but
it's a good one. It's very good. It just reminds me a lot of that Stellum, and that Stellum just had these really, just kind of really soft, smooth characteristics. I know it's not, but it also has that finish. It's just a really good finish. But the flavor profile is just really good. I enjoy this one, man. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I had to definitely buy a few bottles of it just to keep on hand.
Yeah, you got to buy a couple bottles of your own bottle pick or your own barrel pick for sure. You got to.
Now, was that your first pick?
This was the first barrel pick that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to say, that was honestly the first time I've ever been in a rick house. And these barrels, oddly enough, so the barrel this came out of was stored vertically.
Okay. I see a lot of people doing that.
Yep. So when I beat the bung out of the thing.
Oh, God. Tell me more.
Just, basically, the top of the drum, you just hit the hammer a couple times and bung pops right out.
Hell yeah. Kevin, we don't want to know about your vacation, okay?
Hey. This vacation's been long and fought for, so.
Yeah. You just said long and hard.
Long and I
and
caught myself. I didn't want to get to that. That's what she said right off the bat here.
You almost bunged it.
I almost bunged it up.
Yeah. Who thought of that name? Bung.
Cornholio.
Yeah, Bungholio, Cornholio, Beavis and Butthead.
The great Cornholio came up with that.
The great Cornholio. All right, Kevin, what is the cost of this bottle?
I have to think about this, and I've bought probably 6 of them in the last,
I'm going to say 50
I want to say
60.
it was $56.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's a great price.
I'd buy this all day for $56.
All right, our rating, so it did not meet the standard, met the standard, exceeded the standard, far exceeded the standard. Go.
I'm biased.
I know.
I'm going to say exceed. I mean, obviously.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I will
say what's the legal term for when you have to, I'm going to recuse myself or whatever it is there?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of it.
Yeah, I don't know. But it definitely far exceeded the standard for me if I'm comparing it to other MGPs and other whiskeys in that price point. So
okay. Yep. I want to be devil's advocate. So if you had to pick between this Tumble and Dice 5-year and what's another MGP that you've really enjoyed, which one of those would far exceed the standard? Would this still far exceed the standard? Oh, I got him. Did I get you?
So that Bill's package store Tumble and Dice, that one that you sent, that was just phenomenal. I would say it's fairly close to being on par with that. I wouldn't say it's exactly there.
No, they're both different. They're very different.
They're different. It's not it's not apples to oranges, or it's apples to oranges, but I'm saying it's like, everything being equal.
Yeah.
I would put it just a little bit below that pick.
I'm right there. I'm kind of tossed between far exceeded the standard and exceeded the standard, just because I'm trying to compare it to all the other MGPs I've had. But it's more towards far exceeded the standard. For the price, the pick, it's good. Far exceeded the standard.
And it's a cool story.
It is. It's Whiskey on the Water #2. Bung.
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 Numeral
right.
bung.
Yeah. Whenever we find a bourbon that we don't like, we should just bung it. Like, create a bung sound. Bung.
We'll do a bung rating system.
Yeah.
I give this 5 bungs. It gets 5 bung holes.
Okay, I like it.
That's actually kind of fun.
For real, we're changing it to
we should probably change it to bung holes.
Yes. Screw the far exceeded the standard. We're doing the 1 to 10 bungs. How many bungs are you getting?
9.5 bungs.
For real, we're doing this.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right, guys. You want to close this one out, Kevin?
Yeah, man. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. This has been Copper and Cask Bourbon Brigade pick from Luke's Package Store. If you could, subscribe, and stay up to date with us. Hit that bell icon so you get notifications, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, including an interview with Old Glory Distilling Company.
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Cheers. Whiskey 1-1 out.
Cheers.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for stopping by, San Diego.
Go fuck yourself.